Our next three videos will concern formatting your financial model, and we will start with the very basics of our formatting skill sets. First of all, as you could see in this screen, the colors are now formatted into the color yellow, which in a previous lecture, we had a green color format, which kind of reminded us of Starbucks. And for your information, the data that we're looking at right now, the income statement, balance sheet, and the cash flow statement, is actually the data from Starbucks. But anyways, we want to start by changing the fill color to the color green, starting from the timeline bar up here. As mentioned in our previous lecture, we want to use the Shift key, press the Shift key while selecting the area with your arrow key. So Shift, and then the arrow key to the left is going to select our timeline bar up here. And then the shortcut to changing the fill colors is Alt, H, and H. And that's going to open up a color palette up here. And let's select the dark green color on the bottom left. As mentioned before, when you are using the Alt key, the key is to press it one by one. And when we're using the Control key, the key is to press it simultaneously. Again, this area up here, Alt HH. Let's select a color slightly brighter than the color on the timeline bar. Once again. And you can see that I am pressing the Control key as well when selecting this area, so it immediately jumps to the next data set. So Control Shift and then the left arrow key, Alt HH, a slightly brighter green. Once again for the cash flow statement as well, Alt HH and then green. And next is changing the colors of your font. Let's say we want to change the income statement into the color green again, just to beautify and format your financial model. And the shortcut is to press on Alt H FC, which is short for font color. So you can memorize it by remembering that. Alt H FC would open up the color palette. And then let's select green on the bottom left. Once again for the balance sheet as well, Alt H FC, green. One last time for the cash flow statement as well, Alt H, font color, FC. So very simple shortcut. And now we want to change the font style, which is usually in the current version of Microsoft Office, its default font style is Calibri. However, let's say that we want to change the income statement style to Arial. And in fact, let's this time select the entire row by pressing on Shift Space, as we all learned. So move your arrow keys while pressing on the Shift key and then Shift Space. So normally when we're formatting your financial model, we select the entire row and apply the same format to the entire row. So Shift Space, and then the shortcut to changing the font style is Alt H F F, and we can change it to Arial and then enter. So as you can see, the fonts have changed. The balance sheet is in the font Calibri and the income statement in Arial. And one additional feature that we will use very often is to align your data to the left, aligning your data to the center or to the right. For example, when we align numbers in our financial model, usually the numbers are aligned to the right, and people are very used to seeing the numbers aligned to the right hand side. So usually this kind of format is what you're going to be seeing in the financial industry. And it goes the same for the timeline bar up here. These numbers that represent each individual year should also be aligned to the right. So let's do that. And the shortcut to that is also very easy to memorize. Alt H, AR, 1 by 1, and AR stands for align right. And that goes the same for align center and align left as well. Alt H, align center, AC. Alt H, align left should be AL. So Alt H AR, Alt H AC for align center, or Alt H AL for align left. Very easy to remember, which we'll be using very often. And then one last function that I want to introduce is the F4 key, which enables you to repeat your previous command. And this key is extremely important and makes your work very efficient, not only in Excel but also in PowerPoint, Word, or Outlook as well. So let's learn that function right now. Let's say, for example, we want to change the colors over here to back to the color yellow, and we pressed Alt HH and selected a yellow color over here. And previously when we were doing the same functions over here, we pressed Alt HH again and then selected the same colors. However, in this case, if we press F4, it immediately repeats what we have just done before. So this is a very useful shortcut, not only when you're doing financial modeling, but Excel in general. Again, F4. This goes the same for other commands as well. For example, Alt H font color, Alt H FC. And then let's say we just change the font color to the color blue over here. Just the same. F4 would do the trick. Again, F4. So in this video, we have just learned how to edit your fill colors, which was Alt HH. We learned how to change the color fonts of the color, Alt HFC. We've also learned how to edit your font style, Alt HFF. We also learned how to align your data to the left, Alt H AL. The data to the center, Alt H align center, Alt H align right as well. And we have also learned how to repeat our previous commands, which was to press the F4 keys